Hey people! Okay, we had a great day in class, but as so often happens, we ran out of time and we didn't get to go over your mythology binder project. Now the majority of you are doing the whole class majority binder project, which I'll explain in a minute. There are a handful of you who are already mythology pros and you are going to make a personal project, and for the next 2 class periods you'll be working on that project during class time while the rest of us work on our mythology binder project. Okay, right now I want you to go and get your Greek mythology binder info that's all behind class 2. Okay, let's check it out right here. The Greek mythology binder project, all the information is on this sheet. You're going to have this sheet and all the stories behind it in a binder. Let me briefly go over it. You can read this for yourself. On each of the myths, we're going to take notes, okay? The notes will be on a separate sheet of paper, and we're going to do it for each of these 12 myths. Okay, I'm going to actually show you the note card right now. This is what the myth notes will go on. You can use this one or make up your own. I don't care. When you read a myth and do the notes, here's a sample one in your folder. You can either do something like this, or you can draw pictures, you can do bullet points, you can do an outline, you can write a paragraph. However you learn best, take some notes on the myth so that you can remember what it's all about. All right, so the top part is going to be the notes on the myth. After that, you're going to have a theme or moral of the story. It's a message that can be taken from the story. So if we're looking at Uranus, the message that can be taken is that cruelty will always be punished, and it might take a while for vengeance to come, but it will. This is a sample moral or theme for Uranus. You may have a different takeaway theme. That's just fine. Now here is a neat part. I really like this part, but it can be kind of tricky. It can be tricky. Connection to our modern world. All right, it should be specific and detailed. You might need to research. You're going to look at the theme or the moral of the story and find some connection in real life. In this case, we were talking about vengeance or punishment taking place, and the sample given is this. This was seen in the Arab Spring revolts of 2011, when several Middle Eastern countries, including Tunisia, Egypt, Libya, and Yemen, all had rulers ousted from power after civil uprisings. In Libya, for example, power was stripped from the longtime dictator Gaddafi, who was killed in a military clash. Gaddafi had a long history of torturing and killing dissenters. His death was similarly brutal. So you can see the connection in the theme that was going on with the myth and a connection to modern world. So that is the note section that you will have for each of the stories. Okay, back to our main page. Another thing we're going to do is we're going to have flashcards. You're going to make a flashcard for each of the characters listed. On the front side, definitely write the character's name and draw some kind of symbol to represent the character. You can get creative here. If you want to make something fun and goofy, do it. Something that helps you remember the character. On the other side, just write at least 2 sentences describing that character, his and her relationship to other characters, and you're going to have a total of 50 flashcards at the end. Now, I would say that some people got super creative, and on the back side of some of their flashcards, they wrote diary entries, or maybe they did a Facebook post or a profile. You can be funny. I don't care as long as you memorize the information. Okay, actually, I want to show you something. On the back, you have a list of all the different characters we're going to have flashcards on. All right? Another part of this project is going to be the quick writes. Listen carefully, ignore quick write 1 because we did not do it today. Just ignore it. You will start with quick write 2, which I'll explain in a little bit. Okay, they're going to be at least half a page. Don't waste time writing my prompt. Don't double space. Just brainstorm. They're like reflections, like journals. I'm not worried about a triac paragraph. Just get your thoughts out there. Okay, that's the quick writes. Last but not least, we may have some other homework or classwork that will fit neatly into this last part. Don't worry about that too much. And make it neat and organized. Organization is key. All right, let's go back and look at your actual homework. Okay, here we go. I hope you can see this. So this is class 2 for Lit. You're going to set up your Greek binder, and you can do it by reading that sheet I just read. You're going to add something in. Read the Uranus myth and complete a note sheet. If you want, you can literally copy the note sheet or use a copy of the note sheet that I provided as a sample for this first myth. I'm fine with that. Okay? Number 2, you're going to make the 8 flashcards that we did not start in class for the Uranus myth. And you have the ones we needed listed out here. Now, usually there are some pretty funny pictures for the 100-handed giants and cyclops. Those can be fun. Remember, it can be a symbol. Then you're going to read the Kronos Zeus myth, do the note sheet, and the flashcards. Read the Prometheus myth, do a note sheet and flashcards. You're going to do this quick right. You're going to read Pandora, note sheet, and flashcards. Last but not least, notice it is class 2, so that means we add in reading chapter 2 of Love Does and the one-liner. All right, that is going to be your Lit homework if you are not a Mythology Pro. You will be a Mythology Pro by the time we finish all this. Okay, just a reminder, you Mythology Pros, if you're still listening, you will do Love Does, and you will work on your personal project. Text me if you have questions. Adios.